Hi, everyone, and welcome to the How to Publish a Book and Make a Fortune webinar. My name is Max Fortune, and I will be your host for this information-packed webinar. Now, I've written 3 books personally, and my first book was published in 2008. It was called Success, the Blueprint to Achieving Your Dreams and Goals, a book that can truly help you achieve any dream or goal that you're aspiring to reach. My second book was published in 2015 and is entitled Get Rich in Your Niche. It's a book written for small business owners who want to learn how to do target marketing in their industry. My latest book that will be coming out in a few months is aptly titled How to Publish a Book and Make a Fortune. I know what it's like to want to write a book and not know what to write about, where to start, or even be concerned with what I didn't know about publishing a book. Now, I've created an incredible system that allowed me to write my last 2 books in less than 30 days. I have a proven system that truly works, and I'm going to be unveiling a lot of it for you today. Now, I will tell you, success usually comes down to time or money. Now, my system will save you a ton of time and will show you how to find the money you need. I have helped numerous aspiring authors to go from wanting to write a book someday to actually getting their book written and published. I could tell you right now, it's nothing like holding your own book in your hands. It's like holding your firstborn baby. For those of you who have kids out there, it is a wonderful experience that you just have to experience for yourself. Now, like most aspiring authors, when I was writing my first book, there were so many challenges that I had to deal with. I had to figure out what to write about. I really didn't know at the time what my subject matter was going to be, how to start it, how to get my thoughts organized, what was the best time to write my book, how to stay disciplined. And you know what? I mostly struggled with not having a plan altogether. I lost so much time trying to figure out how to approach writing my first book. When I finally got an outline, I walked around with it for 5 years, waiting for the time to appear to write it. And of course, that just never happened. I tell you, I wasted so much time simply because I just really didn't have a plan or a guide when it came to writing my first book. Now, that's when I discovered that I had to make a decision, and I had to just decide to start writing every day. At the time I started writing my first book, I was a single dad, and I was also a business owner running a very successful document preparation company, which I'll talk to you about later. Now, I discovered that if I took my outline and just wrote on 1 to 2 topics a day for an hour or so, I could chip away at it. I always say it was like writing a book is like eating an elephant. You just have to work on it one piece at a time. Every morning for me, this is actually the actual truck that I sat in every morning from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. I would write in my truck behind the bowling alley up the street from where I lived. Now, it was someplace different for me with no distractions. I know it may sound funny to write a book in the back of a truck, but so you got to find your own place, a place that's separate and apart from where you do other activities, just so you can stay focused and know that it's a place for you to do writing. Now, that was an important step that I took, and it took me 90 days once I decided to focus on it, to actually write my book after 5 years of walking around with it. Once I made a commitment, and again, that's just what you have to do. You have to decide that the time is now for your book. I will tell you that you'll never know the lives your books will touch or change. You just have to write it. That everyone has a challenge or something that they have to overcome, or there's some kind of adversity that you're going to have to deal with. And that's just life. It's just the way life goes. And I will say this, that I just know that with the proper plan, no matter what your past was, you can still change your future and the future of all the people your book will touch. So that's why you should write your book and definitely stay with it. I could tell you, I definitely know what it's like to stumble around without having a plan for what you're going to write, what topic you're going to write about, staring at the computer, hoping something will come to you. I used to do that all the time, just hoping something would come, just trying to figure it all out. Now, I also struggled trying to juggle family responsibilities, work, and personal life, all while trying to find time to write. And that can definitely be challenging for anybody. It took me a while to find the right formula. Now, I've spent the last 3 years compiling the best teachings and strategies into my latest book, How to Publish a Book and Make a Fortune. And you know what? I'm going to give you all of the information that I learned over those last 3 years so that you won't have to struggle like I did before I discovered these powerful techniques. Now, my last two books I wrote in less than 30 days. And I will tell you, I have a proven system that works. You just have to follow the system. I will tell you also that success comes down to time and or money. My system will save you time and show you how to find the money. I've helped numerous authors get their books published, and my system is sure to help you get your book published faster and quicker than you could have ever imagined. You just have to follow the plan. Many people have thought about writing a book, and unfortunately for most people, it ends with just the thought of writing a book. I've written several books, and I can tell you that it takes a serious amount of conviction. Writing a book is not easy, but it's also not impossible either. And in order to write your book, you definitely have to be focused, determined, and committed. And surprisingly, with just an hour or so a day consistently, you can have your book finished in less than 90 days. All right. If you're not passionate about what you write about, it'll be much harder for you to write your book. I can tell you that much. And one of your main goals should be to write something that you're very interested in. And when you're extremely interested in a particular topic of subject, you'll definitely tend to have some conviction and or passion about that. You know, when it comes to writing your book, you definitely want to focus on what kind of need, desire, or problem you can actually solve with your book, or that your book can solve for other people. Basically, you want to know what's your appeal to people. And it's difficult to tempt people with what you have to offer unless you know exactly what it is that you're offering and why other people should care about it. So taking the time to discover your author brand, again, we talked about digging deep and defining your goals for writing in general is important. Why are you writing, and what's your central philosophy, and why is it important to share it? Let's go over why targeting the audience is really important. I'll tell you that one of the biggest mistakes writers make as fledgling authors is believing that the larger the potential market, the greater chances that their book or freelance services will get noticed. In fact, you know what? The opposite is often true. The larger the market, the more competition you're likely to face, and the bigger drain on your resources. So trying to appeal to the masses instead of understanding the needs, wants, and desires of a select few, the right select few, is the recipe for a book launch flop. So finding and narrowing your niche will help you to reach and appeal to more of the people that you'll ultimately buy your book, or that will actually ultimately buy your book. And the key is really to identify and research what your true target audience craves, and recognizing the unique and meaningful aspects of what you have to offer, and align the two to benefit your ideal reader in an exceptional way. Now, one of the things I talk to authors a lot about is what is the business around your book? And I'll tell you, you will earn more money as an author if you brainstorm additional ways to build a business around your book. Now, if you want to earn a living as an author, you have to think beyond your book. Not only that, you have to think like a business owner. When it comes to your book, you have to think like an entrepreneur. Now, whether you write fiction or nonfiction, just the fact that you're writing a book means you have what it takes to become an author/entrepreneur or a authorpreneur. Now, if you are an author and you're working to build your platform and secure more book sales, then guess what? You have a brand. And when you have a brand, you must have a content strategy in place so that you can stay top of mind. Ability to interact with your readers and continue building relationships with those who are discovering you online. So consider the different types of products or services you might want to offer that relate both to your books and to your expertise. So I'm actually going to go over a couple of different things that you can do to build a business around your book. And the first thing is doing teleseminars or webinars, kind of like the one you're on right now. And you can use these online teaching methods to reach potential readers, customers, and clients all over the world. And you can even charge people to attend, or you can offer them for free to build your mailing list and then sell the recordings from your website as products. The second thing you can do is you can do classes or courses, and you can actually offer to teach in person, or you also can teach online, again, expanding your reach. And once you have taught a series of classes online using teleseminars or webinar technology and recorded them, you can actually sell these as a home study program or as a pre-recorded class. The third thing you could do is you could do coaching or consulting services. Now, if you are an expert or authority on any topic, you can offer group coaching or one-on-one coaching, And many people call this their Rent My Brain service or mastermind group. The fourth thing you could do is membership sites. Now, private members only sites are one of the best ways to monetize an author's knowledge. And basically all you need is a blog and a plugin to make it work. And many of these plugins do work. Do they exist out there? So they're not very difficult to find. You just have to have a way to put your content behind closed doors so that only members who agree to pay a monthly or yearly fee can access it. The next method is doing speeches or talks. And depending upon your subject matter, you may be able to get a sizable paycheck to speak on your topic. And I'll tell you, many authors are speakers and spend a good bit of time over the road giving speeches. The next thing is doing short ebooks or white papers, guides, or reports. And if you're pretty much a fast writer, you can definitely churn out some short works, which are more and more popular these days, and even sell them on Amazon. They're going to help to build your brand and your expert status as well as your wallet. So you can even couple them with a teleseminar or webinar to increase the price of those. So again, something else to think about. Now, hopefully you found this information to be very, very helpful, but it's just a mere scratching of the surface. I do personally want to help you get started on your book and experience the life-changing aspects of it. So I would like to personally invite you to join my masterclass, where I go way more in depth than the information you just received.